Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I want to do a Christmas review today of this Linda Ronstadt album on the Elektra label from the year 2000. I just picked it up at the used bookstore about 3 weeks ago, and I missed it the first time around. I really liked it, and I wanted to give it a recommendation and talk a little bit about why I like this album. First of all, true confessions, I'm a huge Linda Ronstadt fan, and she can almost do no wrong in my book. But the first time around, I don't know if I even recognized that she had released a Christmas album. I'm not sure why I missed the boat on that. Sometimes that happens, but this did come out in the year 2000. And you've got let me just run down the track listing for you. You've got the Christmas song, I'll Be Home for Christmas, White Christmas, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, River by Joni Mitchell, O Come, Emmanuel, and then I'm going to slaughter the pronunciation here, Xiachi, sorry if I mangled that, written by Gaspar Fernandez, I Wonder as I Wander, Away in a Manger, Lo, How a Rose, Ere Blooming, Welsh Carol, Past 3 o'clock, O Magnum Mysterium, and Silent Night. So it's a very nice combination of songs. And one thing that, in addition to Linda's always fine vocals on this, I think what struck me the most about this album was the song sequence and the way the album proceeded from start to finish. So you start with like the traditional Christmas songs that you tend to hear all the time, and these are the way this was produced was you have a lot of strings on there, and the album was produced by John Boylan and George Massenburg, and you get these orchestral arrangements, but they're sort of pop orchestral arrangements, and there's also a lot of sort of like I guess I would call it like close harmonies. It almost evoked, decades and decades ago from like the 40s and 50s, the way people would harmonize. And there's a light touch to those songs, and very, very, very nostalgic vibe is being sought for there. And then you get to the song River by Joni Mitchell, and you start to feel like that's such a sad Christmas song. And I love that people cover that song on Christmas albums. I think of the Sarah McLachlan Winter Song album. She does a nice job with it. But here, Linda does a nice job as well. But the tone starts to shift, and you go from this sort of pop orchestral, like old-timey sort of throwback vibe to something that's much more quieter, spiritual. And the songs on the later half of the album feature choirs. There's a choir from Los Angeles and a choir from Tucson. So you have Linda singing in and along with these very soft, more spiritual, more holy type of songs. So I imagine if you want to add this to your holiday playlist, put it on sort of towards the end of the evening. You have the more festive, lightweight, and I don't mean lightweight in a bad way, but just sort of light pop, Christmas pop stuff that's very nostalgic. And then as the night wears on and it gets quieter and moodier, you end the album on a much more like spiritual, contemplative note. And I just love that. I love like the song sequence on here. That really made the album for me. And there's, I think, one more thing I wanted to say about this album. What was it? On Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. It's one of my all-time favorite, pop Christmas songs. And there's always this, at least in my mind, there's this debate of what do you do with the lyric? Do you go with hang a shining star upon the highest bough line, or until then we'll have to muddle through somehow line? What she does is she splits the difference. She does both. And I just loved that. I loved how she kind of got them both in because they're both very fine lines. The original lyric has the more depressing, moody, until then we'll have to muddle through somehow. And I think it was Frank Sinatra who changed it when he covered the song. But anyway, Linda does both, and I just thought that was a really nice move by her. But what makes this album for me is really just how quiet and spiritual this gets towards the end. So this is, I think, kind of a hidden classic. I don't know if people talk about this album a whole lot, but A Merry Little Christmas, Linda Ronstadt. Add it to your playlist. It's available on the streaming channels if you don't have the CD. But let me know your thoughts. If you are fond of this album, or if you're not fond of it, leave a comment below, and I hope you like and become a subscriber. Thanks very much.